Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again.
Under the Fair Use Act, these videos are for information and educational purposes, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos that are shown. All rights reserved to the original content creators.
Yo, 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 my camera is messed up. Let me fix that. What the hell? Hold on, man. Before we start, let me fix this goddamn camera. I don't know what happened. Let me see. All right, there we go. Hopefully we don't get cut out again. But yo, what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Before we start, man, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. First off, I want to say thank you to the 5 or 6 people who subscribed to the channel more recently. I truly do appreciate it. You don't understand? Like, I get hyped even getting 1 subscriber. Like, you don't understand, bro. When you start this and like you really like, and it's crazy, man, because I really want to put my all and give 100% to this, but I gotta work. I gotta do other things. I just, I'm not financially there yet. But if you keep subscribing to the channel, I will potentially in the future be able to do this full time and really give the people content that I really want to give. You know what I mean? But anyway, man. So today we're going to tap in with Righteous Perspective and my guy Brian Maxwell. I usually try to play only like 1 segment from people I, tap into, but Brian Maxwell been dropping video after video after video after video. So I got 2 to bring today. It's been so much going on. And I've been really wanting to get in here, but man, just been having a lot going on. I recently just lost somebody, man. Rest in peace to my boy, Reggie Beats, man. Yeah, man, it's just a crazy time right now, man. But I lost somebody, and just had a lot going on with that, and just family and other stuff that I was doing. But I'm back in, and we want to try to get it, get it in this week, man, all week. And today we're going to tap in with, like I said, Righteous Perspective and Brian Maxwell talking about this whole SAVE Act. It's the Save America Act. It's a bill that, if passed, will make it uh, to where everybody will have to show some form of identification or whatever the case may be in order to vote, bro. Nobody has faith in the elections, and it's because these Democrats keep trying to cheat. And it's what's crazy is that they calling it Jim Crow 2.0. They're trying to say black people, and the crazy part is how black people aren't upset. That every time they talk about being poor, disenfranchised, they keep saying that it's black people. Like black people aren't well off today or something. Like black people are the only people that are poor in America. It's actually kind of nutty, you know what I mean? But then, we're gonna talk about the SAVE Act, and then we're gonna tap in with Brian Maxwell to talk about what happened in Munich, AOC, Gavin Newsom, but Hillary Clinton popped out. She's been a ghost, but she popped out and she's angry, y'all. She's very, very angry. She's super angry, bro. And if I was a Democrat, I'd be angry too, because these people just continue to die on every hill, bro. Every 80-20 issue, they just don't care. They don't care. And uh she was at this event, and a guy called her out, but he called it for what it is. Like they took this shit that they got going on in America too far, bro. It's just what it is. And finally on a big stage, somebody actually called it out. You know what I mean? And I also think we're going to talk about, oh yeah. So Brian Maxwell also goes into what's going on in Virginia, which could potentially go on in a lot of Democrat states. It's going on in California, and they're trying to implement these things in all of these Democrat states. We've seen it in Chicago with the property tax. They're trying to tax the shit out of you. You, bro. Listen, this is what Kamala Harris wanted to do. This is what she pretty much tried to hide, but she really ran on it, and she made it pretty much obvious that she wanted to tax. They listen, bro. They keep trying to say, "Oh, we're gonna tax the wealthy, we're gonna tax the rich," and all of this bullshit. No, 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 no. They're gonna tax you. Understand that, you, and this is gonna be pretty much the blueprint that all of these Democrat states pretty much follow, and they're trying to tax everything, every single thing. Like, bro, in California, they're trying to tax you on every mile you drive. They're going to put a tracker on your car to track you and your whereabouts, but also track how many miles you drive your car. And for every mile, I think they're trying to charge you like 70 something cents. Like, bro, come on, bro. Come on. We already pay federal, state, medical, social security, all of these different taxes. And now you got these Democrats trying to tax you even more, bro. Like how people aren't upset about these things. It's crazy to me. I don't live in Virginia, but I do live in a Democratic state in New Jersey. And I can see New Jersey trying to do these same things, bro. We already kind of see them throwing little things out there with the bag tax and taking little, you know what I'm saying? Like taking little, oh, the environment. We need to save the environment. Shit is dumb as hell, bro. Meanwhile, all your food is packaged in plastic, but you can't have a plastic bag to put your items in. But all the shit that you're putting in the bag is plastic. Yeah. Yeah, the stuff that these people come up with, bro, is stupid as hell. People need to wake up. But let's get into it, man.
Is an attack on civil rights and is racist. Could you just explain that further? Because 76% of Black Americans support the SAVE Act, according to CNN.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
correct?
we find it
Just look at that. Look at that. My bad, my bad. Off the rip though. Very important. She said that according to CNN, a liberal media outlet, 76% of black people are for the Save America Act. They actually want to implement this. They aren't as keen as these Democrat politicians on illegal immigration, bro. Nobody is. Let's be honest.
racist because
It's
at the end of
racist.
the day, it's targeting black communities with a cost burden. We've been through this historically, right? Where we've been prohibited from voting because we didn't know how many bubbles were in a soap bar. And so this is just
You notice, bro, I'm sorry, bro, but do you notice they always got to go back? They got to go back to slavery. They got to go back to Jim Crow. They always got to remind the black man that, you came from oppression. Like, it's always the racism card, bro, with everything.
just a new
Even though black people, 76% want to pass the Save America Act.
iteration of that,
Can't make it up.
and we're very focused on defeating it.
Look, as I hear my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, what I hear is the same racist, misogynistic trash, different decade. Republicans are invoking historical policies intended, let's be clear, to disenfranchise Americans, especially working people, women, students, indigenous people, and anyone who can't afford the burdens of a new bill. The Save America Act is yet another Republican attempt to intimidate and suppress the votes of anyone who threatens their extremist white supremacist agenda.
This is not about creating election integrity. It is about disenfranchisement and choosing who can vote and who cannot. And it is really important that we create access for every citizen in this country to have the ability to cast their ballot. So I voted no.
She always talking about disenfranchisement and white supremacists, but she's literally married to a white man. A Muslim woman is married to a white man. She always bringing up white supremacy, but she married a white man.
Somalia's electoral authorities have started issuing voter ID cards across Mogadishu as the capital prepares for its first direct municipal council elections in decades under a one-person, one-vote system.
And now, me as a Democrat, I do not believe that it's unreasonable or
Fetterman is the only
to
case
show
one, bro.
ID just to vote. And I remind everybody that less than a year ago in Wisconsin, they added that to the Constitution by a 63%, passing to put that in the Constitution that you have to show ID to vote. And they also elected a very, very liberal justice into their Supreme Court. So it's not a radical idea for regular Americans to show your ID to vote. And it's absolutely, those things are not Jim Crow or anything. Of course, that's part of an awful, awful legacy of our nation for so long ago. But where we are now, trying to find a way forward, just trying to call balls and strikes.
Take a look here. Favorite photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it. 82% of Latino.
Look at this.
76% of black Americans favor it. So
would you look at this? Look at this. 85, 82. This is a 80-20 issue, bro. This means, and you know what's crazy is how disrespectful it is for Democrats to know that literally across the board, white, Hispanic, black, whatever race, culture you are, they want photo ID to vote, bruh. And these Democrats are so disrespectful to you that they ain't listening to you. They ain't listening to you. And we know why they want this, bro. They don't want this to pass because they need these illegal immigrants. The 20, possibly 30 million illegal immigrants that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris let into the country. You know them. That's the ones that they're banking on to keep them in power. And this strips them. I guarantee you, I can't wait because I know this bill is going to pass. I can't wait till it does because then you're going to see their true colors about immigration. When it no longer fits the narrative, when they're no longer needed, we're going to see them in real time on how they truly feel about illegal immigration. We're going to see if they're still trying to, bully their way into these detention centers to see if they're getting treated right and all of this stuff. I guarantee you see none of it. You probably won't even hear another peep out of Democrats about illegal immigration. They'll probably go as far as letting Trump do what he's been trying to do, which is get these people out of the country.
the bottom line is this. Voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote.
So Barack Obama has added his name to the list of Democrats who oppose voter ID. Only problem there is his signature health care law, Obamacare, requires ID. You need voter ID to get Obamacare.
Yo, and that's another thing too. I said this. I think I said it on my last show. Is that, bro, you need ID for everything. Even if you are poor, even if you are on welfare and you gotta get welfare or whatnot, you need ID. You need proof of address. You need all of these things. So they're trying to make it seem like as if this is so crazy to make it to where you have to have some type of identification proving that you are a United States citizen in order to vote. Is going to disenfranchise black people. Black people should actually be mad, bro. But unfortunately, Democrats been doing this for decades, and we tend to not care.
76% of black Americans support voter ID requirements. Nearly every developed democracy requires voter ID. Meanwhile, not only do we not require ID, we also have 10 to 30 million people here illegally. So can you see why requiring voter ID is kind of important for restoring public trust? If some people can't afford ID, make it free. If the office is too far away, do a voter ID drive. If the requirement is hard to meet, you don't remove the requirement, you make it easier to meet. Let's make sure every citizen can vote.
You can't make it too easy.
And make sure every voter is a citizen.
So you can't make it too easy because then they'll try to find a loophole in order to get around it to still be able to give these illegal immigrants some type of identification so they can vote.
I don't want to smooth by the first part of this in the videos that I heard. I agree with everything that I heard in the latter portion of it. We are one of the very few first world countries that struggles with this concept. And I mean, I think there's a handful, 2 or 3, that also go through the same issue, but the rest of the world has figured this out already. I want to go back to the rhetoric that I often hear that I call emotional pageantry. I heard racist, I heard Jim Crow laws going back to the slavery time, segregation. And yet we're ignoring the reality. The majority of whatever demographic you want to use to categorize individuals, the majority of people say this is a common sense concept. You should have an ID card to do this. We can look at all the other things we need an ID card for. And so it brings up the question that we should be asking. Why is it that the representatives who are supposed to be a mirror version of whoever it is that they're representing are not representing the people? Why are they hurting themselves to stick to the tried and true? It must be hateful. Let's get people upset that this is happening so that they'll immediately invoke the emotion necessary to vote the way we want them to vote, to be with our mentality. And that's what I see on a day-to-day basis when it comes to the SAVE Act. Most Americans agree with this. And so why are we not more upset that our representatives are not mirroring what we're saying?
Yeah. I think we got to ask the question, why do Democrats keep taking the 20% side on every 80-20 issue?
Yes.
Right.
Word.
Whether it's this, whether it's, women and men's sports, whether it's immigration, they keep taking the losing position and it just makes no sense. We have to just say they're beholden to their ideology and to their progressive overlords. That's it. There's no other reason why you would oppose something as simple and as popular as voter ID.
Popular.
Yeah, it makes no sense politically
at all.
And it just makes you wonder, like, how are they not trying to win elections? Like you can't politically, you just can't be an opposition force where we're just going to oppose.
And on top of that, bro, you're really going to see, man, once this thing does pass, you're going to really see these elections kind of turn around because, believe it or not, bro, people think with this whole gerrymandering situation and all that, they think that, Republicans are trying to gerrymander their way to get seats and things like that, when it's literally, no, this is what Democrats been doing. If you look at it, they break down a lot of these maps, and you'll see that a lot of these states have a lot more Republican towns and cities within these states, but they're gerrymandered to benefit Democrats, and Democrats ultimately get more seats in a lot of these states. And so that was the reason why when Trump what they did in Texas happened, because there were more Republican cities and towns, which they were basically trying to make it a more even playing field for Republicans too. But they'll try to play the whole issue. But Brian Maxwell will get more into that. But bro, all of this stuff boils down to they want to continue to be able to rob you, tax you, and rig these elections so these people can continue to get in here because, bro, I mean, I don't even know what people see. There's no way that people like Mamdani and Abigail Spanberger in Virginia and Brandon Johnson, listen, bro, these are all radical people who don't know what they're doing. They're not serious. And all they do, they're just puppets. They're the real puppets. And this shit matters, bro, because I'm telling you, people are going to feel the burden, bro. Donald Trump passed the One Big Beautiful Bill, and a lot of provisions in there to help businesses come back to America, also to put money in middle class America pockets. But these people are trying to undermine Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill and add taxes to your city, to your state. And all it's going to do is hurt you in the end, because you're the one that's going to have to feel the burden of all of these taxes that they're trying to implement. We ain't talking about a tax. We're talking about plural, more than one, more than two, more than 10 taxes in Virginia that they're trying to do. So if this stuff happens in Virginia, come on, it's going to happen in other Democrat states for sure.
Anything, even when it's 80% favorable, you're just going to be opposition just to be opposition. And that's what we're saying.
Absolutely. It's ridiculous. I do have a question for you guys. And Minister Danz, I want you to get in there. This Jim Crow 2.0 trope, and it's this thought that, black folks, they really put it on the backs of black people, that we can't get IDs and we're too dumb to, find where the MVA is, and we don't use the internet and we don't have computers, so forth and so on. Why aren't there more black Americans out there angry behind the rhetoric?
They don't know. A lot of the black people that are following the Democratic Party don't understand the role the Democrats played in that whole concept. They have no idea because they're only listening to the people in their bubble. They're ignorant black people. And this is what bothers me, because a lot of these people are Christians or professing Christians, and yet they are following the same protocol. The Bible tells we're supposed to go from the presence of a fool when they're not talking truth. Proverbs 14:7. See, What bothers me about this whole thing is that they constantly tell black people that they have no respect for their intellectual ability. They specifically tell, when you can make a statement like that and none of them question where Jim Crow came from or why you're using that analysis, it tells you that they don't have the capacity or the willingness to think critically. And this is dangerous. I keep saying this is really, see, what they're doing is so clear. The stupidity that they're spewing is so clear that anybody with half a brain can see it if they wanted to. Didn't Fetterman leave the Democratic Party?
No, he's still there. He's still a Democrat.
Did he talk about leaving it? Yeah, he's seen the craziness and he can't defend it. Anybody, and if he can see it, he's a white man. If he can see it, sure enough, black people can see it if they were thinking. My whole point here is that they're showing black people who are in that party that they have no respect for their ability to think clearly.
Facts. And on top of that, bro, I did a show a while back when I'm probably within the first 10 videos I did a segment on the Democratic Party and its origin and all of that stuff, and the Deep South, and how they was basically part of the KKK and all of that stuff. And so the history is there for you. It didn't take me much to look into this and get information on this. Like, is there for you could Google it. Like, you could Google these things. Google will even tell you, uh, you know, where Jim Crow started, how a lot of these issues that the Democrats try to act like they're for, they actually weren't for, bro. They weren't for the Civil Rights Act. They actually opposed it. They filibustered it. They weren't for uh uh busing black kids and all of that stuff. They weren't for it at all. Joe Biden wasn't for it. These people were known racists. Lyndon B. Johnson was a known racist. These people did not respect black people. They only uh uh did certain things because they knew it was the inevitable anyway, but at the same time, they looked at it as a way, okay, you know what? How can we use this to our advantage? And the advantage was to get the vote. They wanted to get the vote. Long as they get the vote, notice. If you look at every black community, everyone across the entire nation, tell me one that has really progressed. I mean, there's probably one or two out there that's all black that's doing great, but it's you could probably count it on one hand, right? But other than that, you're known, in New York City, the Bronx, Harlem, out here in New Jersey, Camden, Millville, Violin, Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like, everywhere you go, there's been a hood for forever, like forever, literally. Tell me how these voting for these Democrats have made any of our cities and towns better. I bet you can't. And for some reason, though, we're beholden to the Democratic Party.
To
It's
say
crazy,
that
man.
having to have an ID, a legitimate ID to vote, is somehow Jim Crow, and you can accept that as being some kind of rational argument against IDs, we need to have a talk. We really need to have. We need to pull these black people aside and ask them to explain this. See, I didn't see any videos of anybody questioning them. In the videos you showed, the lady that approached that Congress lady or whoever she was, she didn't ask, "Do you know who started Jim Crow?" Why aren't they asking them that question when they're talking about this? See, the questions that you ask them is going to help to expose them even better, because unfortunately, some of our black brothers and sisters are not that intelligent.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Righteous Perspective. If you want to go check out that whole entire video, you can go check it out on Righteous Perspective on YouTube. Yeah, man. Definitely talking some real shit, bro. It's simple, man. It's very simple, bro. You need ID to vote, bro. It's just that simple, man. It's not complicated. It's not controversial. Everybody wants it, and that's because they know, and that's because they know that the illegal immigration isn't benefiting us whatsoever. And this also, this whole tax thing, taxing motherfuckers to death, this is a result to all of the money that was spent on illegal immigration. They need to recoup it. All of these Democrat sanctuary cities, they're all in debt. All of them. They're all in debt. The illegal immigration did not help their states whatsoever because all they did was give them free shit. That wasn't free because nothing is free. Understand that. All of these burdens get put on taxpayers, bro. They get put on taxpayers. You know, welfare is not free. It gets put on the backs of taxpayers. Cool. Fine. Our money has to go to something, right? Roads, bridges, infrastructure, you know, welfare, social programs, things like that. Cool. But to be giving it away to non-US citizens is out of control. And they were literally giving billions and billions and billions of dollars away to non-US citizens. I showed you the chart a while back of even legal and uh, non legal and illegal immigrants were getting more social services than actual US born citizens, bro. Which is to me out of control, bro. Super out of control. But let's get into this next story with Brian Maxwell.
Because Republicans have to depend on redistricting and stealing votes and taking seats like they did in North Carolina in order to actually be able to win elections.
So she said the only way Republicans can win is if they you know they do redistricting and whatnot, and she wasn't going to do that because you know the Democrats, they stand for things much better. But now check this out. Here is a video of her signing the redistricting bill.
These people like sick, bro. She is trust me, bro. She is nothing but a puppet, bro. If you even watched her, like, cause I played a little segment with her and uh I forget her first name, but I know it's Sears, black woman who was a Republican, who was just conservative. That's it. You know, was in the Marines, was really talking just regular shit that everyday people care about, bro. None of this goofy shit. None of this when we talk about women and men being in women's sports. She's like, oh, I have a daughter and my daughter and I have a daughter, and you're like, it's not answering the questions. Like these people aren't serious, bro. They're just puppets. It's crazy. And he's gonna break down the map too. I think of just Virginia, but this is going on in a lot of states.
So after all of that talk, that's what she did. Now check out what that means for Virginia, because this will blow your mind. And again, if you live in a blue state, it's coming. Check this out.
Here's a closer look at the districts according to nonprofit State Navigate. The proposed 8th district would begin in Arlington and end in York County. The new 1st district would go from Fairfax.
And I know people complain about me pausing the videos. And let me just say, some enjoy it like the commentary. And for the few that say, oh, you pause too much, I'm doing this for the people to get the information. Now, I want you to look and see. You see all of these itty bitty little districts here? This is what they're proposing. Look at how big the Republican districts are. They're big, they're spread out. But look at the blue ones where there's little ones inside of little ones inside of little ones. Right there, another cluster. Too big. And then all of these clusters over there. That is why when they do the gerrymandering, they take a small area and chop it up even smaller. Now I'll let it play out.
All the way to King William County, and the 11th and 7th districts would stretch from densely blue areas in Fairfax County to rural red areas.
Bro, look at this, bro. Look at how much red this is. So the fact that it favors Democrats is out of control, bro. Like this stuff is crazy.
Dividing Republican voters.
These maps are a power grab for one party. Virginia voters spoke loud and clear. 99 out of 100 House of Delegates districts voted against gerrymandering. And 6 short years later, the governor, who said she opposed it and it should be a bipartisan priority to oppose it, makes it the first bill she signs. That speaks volumes.
Spamberger did say that in 2019, adding, quote, gerrymandering is detrimental to our democracy, and it weakens the individual voices that form our electorates.
It is hypocritical. It is outrageous. It's disenfranchising vast swaths of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I live in a northern part of Rockingham County in the Shenandoah Valley, and the district I'm in goes all the way to Washington, D.C. It's really ridiculous.
So now with the gerrymandering she's done, and understand this, do you know that in Virginia, there's 10 Democrat seats, only 1 Republican? Even though, as you saw, the majority of that state is red, but yet they got all of those in that itty bitty section. They've got all of those gerrymandered
areas. And it's really a sight to see. It's a shame. And I'm only pulling this back. Look at all of this red. All of that is red. This is where the seat of power is for Democrats. And it's like that nationwide, where the vast majority of the nation is red. But in these small pockets, they've chopped it up to where it's like 1/1,000,000th of a district. But this is what they do. So now that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now let's remember this, because the one thing the Democrat socialists love to talk about is affordability. So let's listen to Governor Spanberger as she talks about affordability to her people. And then
hey, yo, watch this segment right here, bro. This is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. After this video here he plays, he gonna get into this whole tax situation, bro. This stuff is so crazy what they're trying to implement, man. I'm just being honest. It's out of control, bro. It's super out of control, man.
Let's look at exactly what's happened in Virginia. Now, when you see this will make you want to vomit. And if you live in a blue city or blue state, get your upchuck bag ready, because it's coming to a legislation near you. Check this out. If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, because I'll never ask you for a cash app, a super chat, or even the dope notification.
County, and like every day on the campaign trail, I am hearing about issues of affordability. It's why the first agenda that I rolled out on my campaign was our affordability agenda to work to lower costs for housing, healthcare, and energy. And because Virginians deserve and need a governor who is focused on relentless.
Do you hear that? We're focused on lowering, energy and affordability. That's what they preach, bro. They do. I'll give it to them, but these politicians are good at looking in the camera and just bold-faced lying to you.
Working to address the issues that matter most to all of us. So I look forward to getting to work day one to implement our affordability agenda. I'm out.
Oh, you hear affordability. That's what these Democrat socialists love to say, because they know there are ignorant voters out there who just love the way somebody smiles and talks, but yet the policies are crap. And that is what happens with Democrat voters. And here's something I heard Greg Foreman from the Black Conservative Perspective channel say, and he was right. Why is it that it takes a Democrat in office for people to see how bad Democrat policies are, and it takes for Trump to be out of office for them to realize just how great of a president and a leader Donald Trump is? And it's like that with Biden. It's like these people don't remember it was just a little over a year ago that we had the Biden administration tearing everything up. Now they had Governor Youngkin, who has stepped in and did a great job for the state. And then they go from that Republican, they overlook the Black Republican female, even though the Democrats are all about identity politics and all about Black people and Black women being the queens, except for of your other political party. Because Obama went into Virginia telling people not to vote for Winsome Sears and to vote for Abigail Spanberger, even though when Kamala Harris ran in 2024, he had the nerve to come out and scold Black men and Black people for not supporting the fake Black woman. She looks like you. She comes from your way. But that didn't have anything to do with it when it came to the Virginia race. These Democrats, these demon rats are hypocrites. So she's talking about affordability. Check out what this is. The first 50 bills that they got in Virginia, this will make your jaw drop.
We're going to move on to the next one after this.
Check this out.
This is crazy.
Here's a list of the many tax increases and proposals Democrats in Virginia are considering passing. They include additional local sales tax in all Virginia counties and cities, new personal property tax on electric leaf blowers and electric landscaping equipment, large employer tax, gun and ammunition tax, new income tax brackets, a delivery tax. This would hit you if you make an order on Amazon, Uber Eats, or an order that includes.
I don't know why. I don't know if that's his video that's breaking up like that, but the audio is good, but the video real choppy for some reason.
UPS, FedEx, delivery, etc. here in Northern Virginia. There's also a tax they're looking at for events, concerts, an investment income tax, storage facility tax, gym membership tax, dog walking tax, dog grooming tax, counseling tax, digital personal property tax, new car taxes and highway use fees, an increase in the hotel tax here in Arlington. Statewide speed cameras. Now, these aren't taxes, but they would include more fines for some drivers, dry cleaning tax, home repair tax, and a vehicle repair tax.
They should really be listening to their constituents a lot more, because these tax increases are going to hurt those who are struggling the most.
Republicans are blasting Virginia Democrats' tax proposals.
Yeah, so we're going to move on to the next. I don't know why that video is so choppy, man. But, yo, you see all them taxes, bro. Like, they literally trying to tax every part of your life. They thought about everything. How can we tax every single part of your life? Like, bro, literally you already go to and pay taxes on every single product you buy. You pay taxes on healthcare, on your car insurance. All of these different things are just more bills for you to pay. So now they want to implement more taxes. Walking your dog, walking your dog is now going to be a tax for you, bro. Grooming your dog is going to be a tax for you. You can't make this shit up, bro. Only in America, bro. Only in America. Yo, this is crazy, man. Let's get on to this next one where Hillary Clinton, bro, it's going crazy, bro. The TDS is real, bro. I know people like, oh, it's played out, TDS. Bro, TDS is a real thing, bro. People hating Trump is out of control, bro. And Hillary Clinton is at the top of the totem pole. When you see people right before, like Hillary Clinton used to look normal, Rosie O'Donnell used to look normal, they used to look so, vibrant and, the Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Now when you look at it after Trump, after TDS, bro, these people look crazy. Like if you see Hillary Clinton, you see Rosie O'Donnell, you see a lot of these people, bro. Robert De Niro, bro. These people look crazy.
Set this party off right.
Let's get into this.
Let's get off into the first clip where we're going to listen to Hillary Clinton.
This is crazy.
And I know it's painful, but you want to hear this to add context to what he says when he calls her out, and you can see her not liking it. And remember one thing you may or may not know.
How dare
Vladimir Putin has all the documentation allegedly that he was holding in case Hillary Clinton won the election, proving to the American people that this woman is on medication for uncontrollable fits of rage, these unreal mood swings where she just curses, goes crazy on people. She can't control herself. And on this panel, when he's scolding her, make sure you watch her body, watch her face. You can see how she wants to just slice his throat if she could. But let's check out Miss Hillary Rodham Clinton, who is soon to be testifying on the Epstein case on February the 26th and the 27th, I believe, in a public hearing where her and Bill have to answer questions about spirit cooking, about their Epstein relationships, about all of that. But check her out in Munich as she makes her Trump deranged statement.
He has betrayed the West. He's betrayed human values. He's betrayed the NATO Charter, the Atlantic Charter, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. A lot of what has been done before to try to make sense of how difficult it is to restrain people who want unaccountable power. And none of us in this room, including all of us on this panel, would choose to live under a regime that was so unaccountable that it could act with impunity the way that Putin does, except that's who Trump is modeling himself.
I don't think. Well, first, I think you really don't like him.
So you heard.
Yo, we already know Hillary crazy. Because remember when they killed Gaddafi? When she saw, we conquered, or some shit she said. Like, bro, and Gaddafi, come to find out, was actually a really good dude who actually free healthcare, free homes, or like really doing great shit that I think that they were jealous of or didn't want this to get out to the point where it spreaded. And that's the reason why they got Gaddafi out of the way, because he was actually looking after his people. He actually did right by his people in his country, and they had to get him up out of here before he actually spread some positivity across the fucking world.
Heard Trump deranged statement. Now, rather than that edited clip, I'm going to let you hear the full clip of him because that one only had a few seconds. This is what he said.
Even the media, I'm sorry, bro, even the media is tired of these people.
So she goes off saying how Trump betrayed America and how Trump wants to be like Putin and yada, yada. And remember, in deep blue New York, when she does that Trump deranged talk, it may work, but it didn't help her in the 2016 election. And in the 2024 election, guess what? It didn't help them. It didn't help them in 2020. Now that we find out that the elections may have been stolen. There's overwhelming evidence showing that. So when they go out on this global stage, we saw Gavin Newsom do it. It didn't go over well. AOC tried it. She had a brain freeze there in Munich, and now the Democrats are scrambling because she was their golden star. Now Hillary, with the horrible reputation that she has, nobody in America is seeking her leadership and her counsel except other deranged Democrats. But majority of America have already canceled the Clintons and the Obamas. But check out this foreign minister and what he has to say.
Peter, do you agree that the Trump administration's actions on Ukraine have produced a rift in the West?
Well, first, I think you really don't like him.
You know, that is absolutely true. But I really, not only do I not
look at it, everybody start laughing. Yeah, that is absolutely true. And yeah, but not only
like him, I don't like him because of what he's doing to the United States and the world. And I think you should take a hard look at it if you think that there is something good that will come out of it.
What I think Trump is doing in America, I think it is reaction for something that for some policies that really went too far from the regular people, too far from reality. So, you know, we saw the cancel.
See how she's interrupting them? Give us an example. And you panel, y'all need to take a look at it as if these global leaders don't know what's best for them. Unlike the deranged Democrats here, these global leaders know what Trump is doing. They may not be able to say it publicly, but they don't even like it what's happening in their country, but they're controlled like puppets on a string, and they wish that they could speak out like Trump does. But she doesn't get that because in America, the lamestream media protects them. The global media doesn't care, and they're putting this all out, and this is going viral around the world. But
and on top of that, like they're so used to the media not pushing back. They're used to these people not pushing back. So the fact that this guy, I think he's a European leader, actually pushes back and keeps it real. You know, the first thing he says was, y'all took shit too far. Y'all took it too far. All of these different things. He gonna talk about it.
Let him cook.
Culture. We saw the woke revolution. Saw the cancel culture. We saw the woke revolution. I don't agree with the gender revolution, the climate alarmism.
Which gender? Women having their rights? No, let Peter go.
I think there are two genders. So, but some of us think that there is more than one or more than two. Sorry.
Bro, look at her, bro. Look at her face. She's a demon, bro. This is what you call a demon, bro. And they're mad, bro. Like he said, he took it too far. He said the cancel culture, the woke culture, the gender color revolution, all of these different things that they've been pushing in America. They're basically saying, okay, you pushed them, but you pushed it way too far, bro. Like she's talking about what? Women's rights. Tell me how a man dressing as a woman has anything to do with women's rights. If anything, is actually disrespecting women, even correlating men in women's dresses to actual women, bro.
More than two gender. I think there is male and female.
If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that.
It's a social construct. So this is something.
You hit the notification.
It's too far.
But does that justify selling out the people of Ukraine who are on the front lines dying to save their freedom and their two genders?
Okay.
If that's what you're worried about?
Can I please finish my points? I'm sorry that it makes you nervous. I'm really sorry for that.
It makes me nervous. It makes me
very, very angry.
But seriously, can we let Peter finish, please? Can we let Peter finish, please?
You see how the lady is also saying, let's let Peter finish, because they know that he's actually talking something that is common sense and that she is talking bullshit, just like all the rest of these Democrats. All they do, you notice, they don't talk about policies. They don't talk about anything positive. They don't talk about actual things that actually do positive things for Americans. All they talk about is Trump.
I have to say one more thing. You said that Ukraine fights for our future and for our freedom. I think first, Ukraine fights for Ukraine's future, Ukraine's freedom, and Ukraine's sovereignty and independence.
That's a fact.
Boom. Like he said.
That's a fact. Hold on. I want to fast forward because we got to get going. Hold on. Let me see. It was something else.
World. And
it was something
diplomatic in that are the closest to him, the United States. But I am going to play enough of it for you to hear what Hillary Clinton and what McBride says.
So Hillary Clinton is basically doing their little thing that they always do. They're either pushing abortion or they're pushing men and women's sports and all of these type of ideologies. So she bringing this Sarah, who probably once was a John or a Michael McBride, who is part of the government in America, like a politician or whatever. I don't know who they represent or whatever, but this is a man dressed as a woman. And they're trying to act like she's actually, he is actually fighting for something or women's rights or something. It's weird, bro. These people.
And then we're going to follow it up with the backlash from it. But check this out.
Someone who's been involved in this work for a long time in trying to explain and truly bring people together around issues of gender, and that's Sarah McBride, U.S. Congresswoman from the state of Delaware.
On the heels of all of the stuff that's taking place,
Can't make
you've got with
So as a gender rights champion, and also the first openly transgender member of the United States Congress, you've been on the front lines of this fight, and you've also been on the receiving end of so many threats and attacks that come from, again, in many ways, organized efforts. So when you hear Neil talking about it from a European perspective, although he did bring us in at the end there, Sarah, how do you see it from the United States? And I want to underscore.
Just remember, this is a man. This what you're looking at is not a woman. Like, I don't give a fuck how they try to throw a wig on you or you grow your hair out and throw on some woman's clothes. This is a fucking man with an Adam's apple and some balls.
Truly effective Sarah has been in talking with her colleagues, first in the legislature, the state legislature in Delaware, now in Congress, and you have shown.
Okay, so you heard that. I'm gonna skip it ahead to where I want you to listen to what McBride has to say about women.
The center of that effort, but we should be clear that the consequences of this anti-trans effort, not only out of proximity, but out of intentionality, will include consequences for women of all backgrounds. Because at the end of the day, transphobia, homophobia, misogyny, and sexism are all rooted in the same prejudice. The belief that one perception at birth should dictate who you are, how you act, what you do, who you love, and how you dress. And it's why threats toward trans people are threats toward all women.
Man, shut the fuck up. I can't even watch that pathetic, demonic shit. I don't even like this type of weird shit on my channel, to be honest, but I just got to put it out there, bro, because this stuff is sick, man. But understand, bro, this guy, this man dressed as a woman is trying to tell women that anti-trans, people who are against trans, whatever they are a threat to actual women. No, you're an actual threat to actual women. When you're in the ring with women, when you are wrestling, when you are competing against women and you're beating the shit out of them because you're an actual man and not a woman, that's actually detrimental to actual women. You are a threat. And more importantly, these trans people, these people who dress up as women, right? They're a threat to children. The biggest threat is the children. That's the one who they're going after the most. They're trying to implement and put these things in the school system, right? That has nothing to do with education at all. It's not part of biology. It's not part of the anatomy. It's not part of anything. It's literally the devil, demonic. It's just what it is, bro. And if you claim to be a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Jew, whatever you claim to be, whatever culture you fall under, trans and homosexuality does not fall under any of them umbrellas. I'm just being honest, bro. It just doesn't, bro. And what these people choose to do in their own spare time and their sexual lives and things like that, that's their business. But when my son can't go to school without being told that he could be a woman if he wants to, that's when it becomes a really, 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 really big problem for a man like myself. Because now you're trying to, uh, um, you know, put something on my kid that we definitely don't believe in whatsoever. Like, we're not even close. We're not even on the same page. We're not on the same frequency. You know what I'm saying? But this is just so crazy that we have really came to a time, bro, in 2026 where people are out here pushing this ideology, bro. They're really pushing it, man. It's sick. It's really sick, bro. They're really pushing this, bro. They really have men, grown ass adults, dressed up as whatever the fuck they is. They look like clowns, to be honest with you. Most of them that go out here and fucking come story time with elementary school students. Get the fuck out. You're out of control, bro. Even actual homosexual people, right? Men and women I've seen, even are admitting that these people are taking it way too far, and this is not what they believe in. This is not what they're pushing. You know, the books and Barnes and Nobles, and they're putting it out on display, and you know, it's just sick, bro. I'm just being honest. But you seen Hillary Clinton, bro. She's yo, I love the fact that in real time on big stage at a big event, somebody actually called her out and said, "You're talking bullshit." Like, and they was laughing at her. Like, they was literally laughing at her to her face, like saying, "Oh well, we can see that you don't like them." Like, and they're laughing at her. They're not laughing with her, bro. They're laughing at her, and they're laughing at America, and they're definitely laughing at the Democratic Party because they know they're insane, bro. You had a former extreme Muslim even tell you that yes, we're gonna be behind the left, the Democrats who push all of this abortion crap, all of this trans and all of this stuff. They're gonna tell them to go get jiggy with that. I'll play it. It's on one of my shorts. He even said, yes, everybody is gonna be with that because they don't stand for nothing. They're actually going to be more likely to fear somebody like a Donald Trump or a JD Vance or a Mark Rubio because these people actually stand on something. They got morals and standards as humans. Fuck men as humans. These people actually stand for something. These Democrats don't stand for nothing. Don't stand for nothing, bro. They telling you that we're going to continue to tax you. So fuck putting more money in your pocket so you can take care of your family. We're going to take that money. We need that money. They want to continue to rob you. They want you to continue to tell you to tell your children to get abortions, to abort their children so you don't reproduce and continue your legacy and your family's legacy. Like, bro, come on, bro. They're going to continue to keep pushing these ideologies in schools and whatnot, bro. So just know every time you go vote for one of these people, it is bigger than them. They're just puppets, just paid to actually push these agendas, right? They're just a puppet in the grand scheme of things. So just understand when you vote for these people like Abigail Spanberger, you're voting for a puppet who isn't going to represent you. She's not representing you because most of even the people that actually voted for Abigail Spanberger don't even probably believe in half this shit. They just, voted because it's Democrat. Vote Democrat no matter what. And now look, now they about to get. I'm actually a little happy for all the Virginians who actually voted for her because them 50 taxes that they all about to feel, they gonna really feel it. And I guarantee you they all gonna regret the fact that they voted for this woman who actually taxed the shit out of them. It's getting out of control, man. But anyway, man, that's the show for today, man. If you like the show, please do me a favor, hit that like button, share the video. Also, comment down below whether you agree, disagree. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Also, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Hold on, what the fuck? Oh. Also, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for me. Help your boy on the road to 1K subscribers. Can't do it without you. Once again, I appreciate everybody who has tapped that subscribe button thus far for me. I truly, truly, truly do appreciate it. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. This your boy SL550. This is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
a poor man prayers.
Every man bleeds,
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again.